Shalom. Giving all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the Akim that's pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth in all truth and sincerity and in diligence. Shalom. All right, and I just want to get into this bill that was signed by Donald Trump, which is the Genius Act. Okay, which ultimately is leading you into a cashless society, and like it's evident, that that's where it's headed. Okay, and you still got individuals that still denying the fact that that this digital, it's going to be a digital dollar. You see, in which it was they like trying to get away from what they would say CBDCs to what they would call this Genius Act, which is a stable coin, which they say is to stabilize the dollar. You see, but the dollar, is losing all purchasing power. Okay, which is this is the infrastructure. This is what they're laying out to to bring forth this digital currency, right? That they're going to mandate, right, via microchip. Okay, so I got I got a clip. It's pretty lengthy, but hey, it's necessary. So I'll play this one first.
Happening today is the groundwork is being laid, and it's all in the name of cryptocurrency and stablecoin, but it is the entire regulatory process to switch us from cash to a cashless society to digital currency that can be controlled by the federal government.
But there you go. While we were all distracted with the Epstein list and all the drama between Mr. Golden Dawn and Chip in the Brain and wars and rumors of wars, we can see that the Mark of the Beast Infrastructure Act has been passed. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I say Mark of the Beast Infrastructure Act? I meant the Genius Act. As we can see right here, House passes Stablecoin Genius Act. Short little summary right here is the House approved legislation to regulate stablecoins Thursday and later approved 2 other crypto bills. Well, now for those wondering, what does this mean? Well, it shows that we are one step closer to the Great Tribulation with the Mark of the Beast and a complete surveillance and
See how I said CBDC and sheep's clothing? It's still CBDCs, right? It's still digital currency. It's just coming with a different name with it. Now you gotta understand, when Donald Trump had once said, I couldn't find a clip, that he's gonna do everything in his power to make sure that we're not gonna go to that cash is king, really, So, and look at what he's doing now, man. Because everything is the agenda of the elites. It's everything was always going to be go to digital, right? Because it brings you into a digital captivity, right? Some way and somehow, in some way, shape, or form, that everybody's locked in digitally. Your phone, your computer, how you clock in at work, or all these different things. It's digital. Everything is going digital, right? Which is going to, like I say, everything is going to leading to that digital dollar, which will come on the form of the radio frequency identification chip.
State. So we can see right here from this article, the Senate just passed the Genius Act, CBDCs in sheep's clothing. Now I will go ahead and read some of this article for you guys right here. So on June 18th, while the country was distracted with headlines about Mr. Golden Dawn and Iran, the U.S. Senate quietly advanced the Genius Act, a bill designed to, quote, legitimize, unquote, stablecoins. But in reality, it paves the way for a permissioned, surveilled, and tightly controlled digital currency regime. Now, apparently, according to this author, they predicted this back in their own piece titled The Great CBDC Bait and Switch. We warned the stablecoins would be used as a Trojan horse to usher in the exact same kind of financial surveillance grid promised by central bank digital currencies, which is CBDCs. My goodness, who could have saw this coming? I don't know. Now let's continue with this article. Framed as a regulatory win for innovation, the Genius Act, or what I like to call it, the Mark of the Beast Act, does far more than set rules. It effectively mandates that all legal stablecoins.
See, even these modern day Christians, see that this is going to lead into the mark of the beast, man. Okay, even these modern day Christians see this, So, and you got Israelites out here claiming that, you know, that the mark of the beast is not the chip, man. But you got Christians that don't have a spirit, man. You know, saying this.
Will fully be backed, regulated, audited, and integrated into the surveillance machinery of the U.S. state. How lovely! Only permitted payment stablecoin issuers may operate, and those issuers must comply with extensive oversight under the Bank Secretary Act, including KYC, AML, and sanctions enforcement. In other words, no privacy, no independence, and no dissent. Well, of course, what did these crypto bros think the government was going to do once they got their hands into cryptocurrency? Well, let's continue. The act even instructs the Treasury Department to evaluate new financial surveillance tech, including, oh, look at that, AI-powered monitoring systems and blockchain analysis tools. These technologies, we're told, will help, quote, assess privacy risks, as if privacy itself is the threat. And as he continues to say, let's be honest about what really is going on, a nationalized control grid disguised as modernization. Well, yeah, this is the beast system. Now, the old CBDC fear, it just got a fresh coat of paint and a bipartisan smile. Republicans and Democrats alike are pushing the Genius Act. I wonder why. Pretending it's a win for decentralization, but these stable...
See? It says the old CBDC fear is just got a fresh coat of paint and a bipartisan, if I said, I don't know, smile. Republicans and Democrats alike are pushing the Genius Act because they're for the same, they're for the agenda of the elites. They are governed by the elites. They're going to do the bidding of the elites. They're just puppets, okay? They're just puppets. It's the same agenda. You have like the scripture says in Revelations. He came as a lamb but spake as a dragon. Okay, it's the matter of fact. Let's go get there real quick. Revelations 12. Revelations 12 and is it 12? Nope. Is it maybe it's space? It's probably 13. Salaki, 13 and 11. All right, this is Revelations 13 and 11, and I beheld another beast come up out of the earth. This beast right here is talking about that same little horn, which is America, and it had two horns like a lamb, right? And he spake as a dragon. You see. So you got two horns like a lamb. You got the Democratic Party and you got the Republican Party, but they still doing the same agenda. They still have the same interest to push this agenda. Okay, which this right here, what you see is they're laying out the foundation of this this digital currency, right? Which they've been doing it, right? But this is what gives them the leeway to do it, man. All right, because they're not just gonna just come out and just you gotta take the Motb. Nah, something has to happen in the earth for them to be able to push a digital currency, because they gotta remove the old system to bring in the new system. This is why it's a global reset. Okay, and that word dragon goes into draconian. Okay. You see? Because I did lessons on this, but for the sake of time, the video is pretty lengthy, and there's another one, so I'm gonna keep playing it.
stablecoins aren't free market crypto. They're government approved, no duh, heavily surveilled and programmable currencies that can be.
Oh, and then look what it says. It says it got a CBDCs, right? And so what they're trying to do is act like, oh, like, oh, this has, this is outside of CBDCs. Nah, no, 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 no. What that is, and I believe that Second Corinthians 2, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, it says, "Least Satan, all right, the so-called white man, you devils, you should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant to his devices." So we're not ignorant to his devices. We understand, that you're the father of lies. We understand that, you're the deceiver, you're the devil that the Bible speaks of. So when you saying these things as if though it's to, to help or to, create avenues, because I seen a Jake on TikTok acting as if though, oh, Donald Trump is making, oh, he making moves out here. Well, to you unlearned, it seems that way, right? It seems that way, and people like that are gonna fall right into, this devil's trap. They're gonna fall right into this devil trap and take the MOTB. You see, but we're not ignorant to this devil's devices, man, because we understand what time we in. We understand, where we're at in prophecy, right? We understand that this devil is about to come down with great wrath, man. Okay?
Frozen, tracked, and weaponized at any moment. Now, I'm sure in the future there will be a mark that you must take.
See, and that's heavy right there. But look, don't let's not forget. It says they're government approved, heavily surveillance, and programmable currency that can be frozen. Now, I did a video maybe 3 years ago that was talking about the programmable currency, and so the elders and apostles and the bishops and the men of the Lord on down has done the same things. So you can't say you haven't been warned. You can't say that you didn't know. Nobody is gonna have an excuse because we are set. We are commanded to go out here and warn. Of the wrath of the Lord that is coming. We're set to let you know that, hey, we come in the spirit of the prophets of old, man, right? We're not coming to teach, peace right now. It's going to be peace afterwards, right? But, after this devil be taken down and cast down out of the earth, when he's taken out of the power seat. But, before that, you're going to have all types of hell. You're going to have all types of, inconveniences, for, the masses of people, right? And that there's only a remnant that's going to be delivered out of this, okay? So it says programmable currency can be frozen, tracked, and weaponized at any moment, which is going to be tied to a social credit score, right? It's going to be tied to a social credit score to where he's going to control your behavior, okay? Because he wants to sit in the seat of the Most High, right? Because, everything is like when you're dealing with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, it's rooted in fear. Right, your behavior is out of fear because you love the Lord. You don't want to piss the Lord off, and you understand what the Lord can do to you in judgment. So your behavior is rooted in fear, and what He wants the masses of people, right, to be rooted in fear of Him, right, because that is His goal, right. 2 Thessalonians 2. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. It says, nope, that's not the right one. Salaki. It says, I'm gonna start at 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first." Right, and that happened, during the time of 70 AD, and also it's coming over here to America. It says, "That the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition," and the so-called white man has been revealed as the man of sin, right? Under his rulership, under his authority, wickedness has increased, okay? Going back to those, when you read the Maccabees about those, when they set crowns upon themselves, evils multiplied in the earth, all right? And what nation of people was that? That was the you Edomites, man, okay? It says, "Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worship, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High, and that's he has a God complex, right? He wants to be the Most High, man. So what he's going to try to do is control you, through a digital, infrastructure, digital currency, right? So which is going to be linked to a social credit score. A social credit score is going to make sure you got all your jump shots, right? It's going to make sure you move according to the way he wants you to move. You break any laws that's going to affect your social credit score. Like for an example, let's just say your social credit score is 600, but it's only 600 because last week, you probably got into some type of argument or XYZ, or something happened to where it dropped your social credit score. And it's just an example, Uh, let's just say the place where you got to get food at requires a social credit score of 620. But hey, you can't get food here. It's like I said, it's just an example. Now, I can't say that that's how it's going to be, but it's just an example of what it can be, right? But dealing with digital currency that could be programmable, frozen, tracked, and weaponized at any moment, you're gonna come into a digital, captivity, right? Everything is going to be monetized. Everything is going to be, linked to his system. This is what this is. The system. This is the beast system, right? This is what's going on here. Okay, and look what this guy's gonna say.
Moment. Now, I'm sure in the future there will be a mark that you must take to be able to use this stable coin, or you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade without that mark. And what do I know? Now it's happening. The same regime that dropped the CTR threshold to $200 in border towns, surveilling people for withdrawing petty cash, will absolutely leverage these new rules to micro-track every digital transaction.
And don't forget, they're going to come with a UBI, a universal basic income, right? How they're going to come with it, I don't know. But these are the things that are, circling around and, lingering around this whole, beast system and the digital currency and things like that. Something is going to happen in society that's going to bring humanity into captivity under this devil, okay? A digital captivity, right? Obeying, this devil and worshiping the image of the beast, if you will.
Don't say. Add that to the list of Orwellian end times measures that this regime has implemented, as we saw the passing of the Big Brother bill. The Big Beautiful bill on July 4th, which was just a big bill building a big police state. Say that 10 times fast. Where that mega bill expanded the biometric surveillance state. Now, let's be honest, guys. This should not be a surprise to anybody who has been paying attention that this right here is the end goal. Now, this being said, it is just another box being checked to the long list of Bible prophecy that we are witnessing unfold right in front of our eyes. We are witnessing the buildup for the beast system, for the end times deception, the end times system, the infrastructure, the AI antichrist beast system, building all around us right in front of our eyes. So, with that being said, this information is again not meant to cause fear. The only reason why you should have fear is if you are not saved, if you do not have the Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. See, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and these modern day Christians is talking about the beast system, man. Linking this, from Revelations the 13th chapter to this, this devil. Okay? But, just on a very small level because, they don't understand what we understand. We got the spirit, man. And I would say that, okay, man, you had to hear the prophets somewhere to break this down like this, man. Okay? So, and then he started talking that Jesus Christ shit. But no, man. All right, so, matter of fact, let me play this other one before I get into that.
Means the ability for the government to take control of your digital bank account where all your money is and turn it on.
Do you know the Bible predicted a cashless society 2,000 years ago? And now, with Trump's Genius Act, we're closer than ever to seeing that prophecy come alive. Imagine waking up tomorrow and your bank account is frozen. Not because you did something wrong, but because you didn't bow to the system. Trump's Genius Act just made this future way more real than you think. This new law regulates stablecoins, digital dollars that replace cash. And at first, it sounds like innovation and safety. But what happens when all of your money is digital, trackable, and one decision from being cut off? Revelation 13 says a day is coming where no one can buy or sell unless they have the mark of the beast. The Genius Act is laying an infrastructure piece by piece for a system where control over your money could mean control over your life. Today it's being sold as convenience. Tomorrow it could be compliance or no access to your money. This isn't fear-mongering. This is the Bible coming alive.
I'm voting no to this because I'm a Christian and I've read the Bible and I believe what Revelations.
And you see that they're divided. She supports Donald Trump, right? But she don't support this. All right, so they're divided. Everything about this devil's kingdom is divided, man. And we can see what this is leading up to that we know, which be the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. Now, what I did, Akim, was looked up. I looked up the word. Genius, right? In the etymology. And what it says, it goes into, genius, right? And when you go there, gene, it says to give birth. So genius, right? Genius, basically going into like gene, give birth, beget, okay? So basically it says the moral spirit who guides and governs an individual through life, from genius, guardian, deity, or spirit which watches over each person from birth. Okay, so spirit incarnated with talent, prophetic skill, a male spirit of genius, generative power, originally generative power, inborn nature, from gene, from root gene, give birth. Now, okay, so this devil here, what he wants to do is that through this system, he's going to watch over everybody because you're not going to be able to buy or sell save he that have the mark. Now, watch this. It says to give birth, right? So when you go to Revelations, the 13th chapter, it says, verse 15, and he had power to give life, right? To give life to the image of the beast, right? That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, so he's given life, right? He's given life to through this Genesis Act. I'm not Genesis, through this Genius Act to the layout of this digital currency and how they gonna do this, man. Okay, to bring into subjection, under this devil, under the image of the beast, and under his mark, man. All right. So he's giving life to the image of the beast, man, and it says that and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right, so you're gonna have certain men that will be killed for not worshiping the image of the beast, but it's also gonna go into, being separated, right? Okay, because you don't get down with what he's pushing out. What's gonna happen? You're going to what? Be separated. So it says to kill any Salakia. It said, let me play it like this.
Strong's G 615, apartino.
To kill in any way, whatever, to destroy, to allow to perish, okay, to extinguish, abolish, to inflict mortal death, to deprive from spiritual life, and procure eternal misery in hell, because it's going to be hell. It's going to be hell, not being able to buy or sell. It's going to be hell not being able to go to the store and purchase your basic necessities without having, the mark. Now, when you go into the root word of that, it says apo, right? Of separation, of local separation, after verbs of motion from a place, of departing, of fleeing, of separation, of apart from the whole. So, this devil, it says, whereas whereof a wholesome part is taken, any any kind of separation of one thing from another, by which the union or fellowship of the two is destroyed. The, of a state of separation, that is of distance, physical, or distance of place, temporal, of distance of time. Okay, so basically you're gonna be exiled from society, man. Right? You're not gonna be able to do certain things that people that is worshiping the image of the beast and taking this mark, man. Okay, because that image of the beast is laying what the you know the path for you to give in to his his mark, man. So it says, and he caused it all, verse 16, and he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or their forehead, that and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so you're not going to be able to buy or sell if you don't take this mark, and that mark is the the radio frequency identification chip, that's going to your name, your security number. Have you taken the jump shots? Your social credit score. Your carbon footprint. All these different things. Okay, it's going to be on that that see here, man. All those things are going to be on that. Okay, and this is what is coming into, man. This is what it is. This is what this devil is laying, passing these bills and laws about, man. Okay, so this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So this is exactly what we prophesy about, we teach about, man. The vision, in is for an appointed time, and now it is speaking. It is speaking loud, man. All right. You can't deny this. At this point, if you're denying this, if you're denying that the chip is the mark of the beast, man, then the spirit is just not dealing with you. Or you just a rebellious ass Israelite, man. You know? So with that, man, Lord willing, you are edified. Shalom.